Patrick de Haan joins us right now, GasBuddy.com, head of petroleum analysis there. Pat, how high are we going here, you think? I know it's a gut call, but it just seems to be conceivable now that after hopping over $4, it's not that long before we're over $5 a gallon.
Boy, yeah, Neil, it's gotten particularly painful here at the pump the last few days. And now, by the way, to give you an update, we're 2 cents away from that all-time record high. We are now at 408 as of about 3 minutes ago. So we continue to go up. Where's the top? Well, I think for now, the most likely is somewhere probably in the mid $4 a gallon area. And Neil, of course, this is constantly changing and evolving. So that could change for the better or worse here as the situation continues to unfold. And by the way, Neil, it's great to see you again.
Thank you, Pat. Good to see you, my friend. Let me get your take on just looking at the pricing impact if we get oil from Venezuela or from Iran. Now, the politics of it aside, just blow me away here. But, beggars can't be choosers in a world where you choose not to tap production in this country. Be that as it may, what would the impact of that be?
Well, Neil, I mean, talk about things that were not on my bingo card for 2022. Talking to Venezuela, Elon Musk even acknowledging that the U.S. needs more oil. And, here we are. And, President Biden's miscalculation, his crackdown forcefully on oil when he entered the White House is biting him very significantly now. There's not a good way out of this. And I think the only way we do is potentially offset part of Russia's production. Of course, we've been in talks with Iran. Who knows if they're trying to oversell their position? And now we're talking potentially to Venezuela. I mean, this is not a great outcome. And it just highlights the desperation in the White House now to get more oil to bring prices down. But then again, we're not revisiting those energy policies. Of course, I think on the optics, it's probably too late for that anyway.
Yeah, I think you're right. But I am curious what you make, Pat, of the impact of Joe Biden pivoting on this and saying, I'm not ignoring wind and solar and all this other stuff. I'm just going all in on everything. Now, obviously, there are some progressives who would just find that abhorrent and offensive and leave him, to hell. But he would always be able to say we're dealing with not only a national emergency, an international emergency. If he were to do that, and again, I agree with you, it's extremely unlikely. What would the impact be, you think?
Well, I think now the president has already shown his true colors coming into the White House. I think that was a gross miscalculation, and you can't convince people now that all of a sudden he's chummy with oil and gas companies, and this situation can't do an about face because he's already shown that he's against it. I think, Neil, the biggest problem that the president has is not having a transition plan. It's terrific what everyone wants to do in 2030, 2040, and 2050. The problem is he needs to backstep his comments, realize that we're going to need fossil fuels for the foreseeable future, come up with a transition plan, allow some of these products in the free market to flow, and say, okay, this is what I'm going to do to get us to where we need to go, not just say, I'm cutting the flow of this and let's move away from it.
Yeah, I don't know. Does not look likely, but we shall see. Patrick de Haan, great seeing you again. GasBuddy.com follows the oil industry impeccably well. But, again, the notion that we're going to start seeing lower energy prices anytime soon is certainly not out there. And it's reflected right now in all the major indices deep into a correction territory, and at least one entertaining a knock on a bear market.